All right, so y'all just listen to Wes Holden. Wes Holden is one badass American patriot. Can we agree?
Hey!
One thing that we do as candidates, and we have to do this, is we have to help one another. The candidates up the ballot come down and help the ones down the ballot, and the ones that are down the ballot can help the candidates up the ballot. So I want everyone to get riled up right now. Do you remember that feeling back in 2008 when we were pissed off about the Iraq War and we just felt apathy? And then along came Barack Obama. The hope that we felt, it was cathartic, really. We've got the wind at our backs right now. We've got deep red districts that are turning blue all over the nation. So we can't just ride on that wind. We have to work for it as well. Now, I'm grateful for everyone who came out today to support this important cause, and we're gathering up warm clothing to give to the homeless. But we're also here to address something much bigger: how our governor and the Republican legislature, the Congress, and the president have all failed West Virginians and drove so many people into homelessness. One of the largest contributing factors is addiction. The largest contributor to addiction is poverty. And that creates a negative feedback loop. Here in West Virginia, people got hooked on the very opioids that Governor Morrissey shamelessly flooded our state with when he hooked the very opioid, or when he was a lobbyist for the opioid companies who'd made billions of dollars getting West Virginians addicted to painkillers. Even after he became our Attorney General, he and his wife still raked in around $1.4 million for continuing to lobby for Big Pharma. He's not the only one responsible for where we are today, though. Republicans in this legislature have done nothing to help and have actively made the situation worse. They cut nearly $1 billion from Medicaid last session, something that people desperately depend on. They even added work requirements in some cases. It's hard to get a job when you don't have a home or services that can help you get a job. And that was before the big ugly bill at the national level gutted Medicare and Medicaid and even more, which will have a devastating effect when it starts next year. Before the 2024 election, the Republican Study Committee in the House of Representatives, and I can't preach this enough, they released their wish list if they were to regain control of Congress. They wanted to either cut or eliminate programs like SNAP, housing assistance, Medicaid, Head Start, education assistance, and basically every single program that helps those who need it the most. That's right, that is shame. And that's a pretty tough blow to the second poorest state in the nation. They made these cuts to the things that help us so that they could help their billionaire donors, and they admitted to it in the report. They said they wanted to be able to fund the tax cuts by cutting what helps us. The amount of your tax dollars that just one billionaire in this country siphons from the government teat is $38 billion. And that very same billionaire tried to deliver a fatal blow to programs like Social Security, the Affordable Care Act, while he was high on ketamine. That's just $38 billion in our tax money going to one billionaire. There's many more hundreds of billions of dollars going to many more billionaires. Some people don't really comprehend that scale, so let me break this down a little bit. The amount of money that Elon Musk makes would be like you earning $10 million. That's a hell of a lot of money. But imagine earning $10 million 65,000 times over. That's excess. That's obscene. And the people who are going through and trying to break our government with this unitary executive theory, they're using Donald Trump as a useful idiot. Now, Donald Trump's a horrible person. I'm not excusing him from that. But don't forget the people that were handing him all of these executive orders. Remember their names, because these people need to be in prison after we take over in 2026. Remember Stephen Miller and his horrible, cruel policies on immigration. Remember Will Scharf, the man who kept handing those executive orders for Trump to sign in Christian nationalism into law via executive order. Pam Bondi, who is covering up the damn Epstein files. Sorry, Paul, not you. Tom Homan, who is out there on the streets with ICE, nabbing innocent people for no good reason at all.
And taking $50,000.
Yes, he got caught taking a $50,000 bribe, and nobody's doing a damn thing about it. And don't forget Tom Homan and everyone else. That's right. That's right. Don't forget the people of Project 2025. They must be held accountable. So Republicans would rather spend your tax dollars on a tax break for billionaires than to spend it on institutions that can benefit the most vulnerable among us. If we could recover your tax dollars that pay for those tax credits just for the frivolous things like private jets and nesting doll yachts that they get their tax credits for, we would be able to solve the homelessness crisis overnight. We could build housing, provide social services, mental health services, addiction recovery services, everything needed to get a hand up, not a handout, and finally be able to afford the bootstraps that they can pull themselves up by. Now let's talk about how we can make this happen. We need diversity of tactics. Collect warm clothes, advocate for legislation, protest, run for office. That is going to be one of the most important things. Lobby for legislation. If we pass a tax code where everyone paid their fair share in taxes, then we could create jobs that would fix our crumbling infrastructure. And everyone has seen how horrible the roads and the bridges are. We could work with businesses and trade unions on a program that would help reintegrate homeless into society. They could earn money, buy a house, buy groceries, pay taxes, and that would create a positive feedback loop that would keep raising this state further out of poverty instead of the negative feedback loop that we have now. In the meantime, there are many different ways to help. Don't just criticize others for how they help. If you're out on the front lines gathering items, serving food, don't talk bad about the protesters if they're not in the front line working with you. And if you're lobbying, don't talk shit about the ones running for office to affect positive change for the homeless because you think they're just another politician. It takes a diverse range of actions and advocacy to make this work. And I can't stress how important it is to run for office because nobody's going to run for you. I realize that the hard way. We need to put a Democrat on to oppose every single Republican up and down the ballot. We're not going to do it the way that they did. We're doing it with real West Virginians, not with somebody who moves in from New Jersey, a damn carpetbagger over here. In the 2010s, the Republican Party, you know what they did? They started shipping them in from out of state. Say, hey, we got a job for you. Live here a couple years. We'll pay your way into the legislature. And that's exactly what they did. And I talked about this on Dave Allen's show. There was a legislator named Mike Moffitt. I used to give him hell on social media. He moved here from out of state just to run for office. And when it looked like he knew he was going to lose, he moved his family to Texas, but he was still here, and I made a bet with him. I asked him, do you love this state? He said, oh, yeah, I love this state. I said, if you lose, are you going to stay? Try to make things better. He said, oh, absolutely. I said, I bet you're going to move to Texas as soon as you lose. Guess what happened? He lost and he moved straight to damn Texas. Because they don't care about West Virginia. They don't care about West Virginians. What they care about is getting a job in this office and screwing over every one of us. That's what they care about. They are not one of us. They're these Ivy League educated elites, and they have somehow convinced people that they're just regular old country folk. They are not. If we can get the country club Republicans, which is what they are and which is what they've always been, if we can get them out of power, in this building behind me right here, and we vote in progressives who follow through on a vow not to be bought, then we can do this. We start by showing compassion and giving a helping hand. Stop kicking down at those less fortunate. Start punching up at those who have the institutional power to cause all of our problems. Our problems aren't because of the struggling mother who needs money to help pay for groceries. That is a drop in the bucket compared to how much billionaires siphon. They have our government leveraged to siphon as much money as they possibly can from us. So with Christmas coming up and the temperatures getting colder and colder, I want you all to help with this organization over here. If you're donating money, remember to open your heart and your wallet and give what you can and then give a little more. I appreciate you all giving me this time, but we have to realize this is our time. We need to run candidates. The candidates need to help each other. You probably noticed Wes and I help each other, and that's how we win. That's how you defeat fascism.
Yay!
Thank you.